Well, a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back one more time to Lee Snyder Stadium in the INFC Championship Saturday. Don Rice now in the booth with Paul Croft, the football coaches for Broken Arrow High School. We're going to recap the ball games that we've seen so far, Coach. The first ball game, the Mighty Mites, TYAA Black 13 and TYAA Blue 7. In the second grade affair, we had TYAA Red 20 and TYAA Blue 13. In the third grade ball game,
TYAA Blue 6-0 and TYAA White 0.
So basically kind of what we're saying, it's been a TYAA kind of day, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go down on the field to Jeff Rice, and he'll recap and tell us a little bit about the upcoming fourth grade ball game. Take it away, Jeff.
This is going to be the fourth time in 4 years that TYAA Red Squad has been to the championship game. And in that 4 years, they've only lost one game to who they're playing today, the Jinx Silver Trojans. Back to you guys.
TYAA Bulldogs won the toss. They elected to defer. That'll put the Trojans on offense, barring any strange things on the kickoff. Looks like lining it up to kick it off for the Bulldogs. They'll send out number 50, Ethan McCann. Well, he's actually going to be the one that just stands by the football, and I believe
he's going to start them off. He's going to let the guys know when to go. They probably got their steps down, and when the kicker gets a certain step, he sends the hands, and here we go.
Spotwood is the one that actually kicked it off. The Trojans will receive the football at about the 30, and it's number 6, Jet Turner on the return. Turner will bounce it to the outside, and they'll set up shot. 1st and 10, ball at the 35-yard line.
Looks like number 50 is the one that came in and made the stop right there, made the tackle. So he set him off and then went down and made the play.
I thought there for a second we might have an injured Trojan, but he's up and ready to go. So we'll roll clock with 7:54 left in quarter number 1. We just started the fourth grade game. If you're just joining us on INFC TV, we'd like to welcome you in and talk about some of our sponsors in just a minute, but here comes play number 1 from scrimmage, and it's the Trojan quarterback on the keeper, shut down nicely by the Bulldog defense.
Yeah, it looks like Jinx was in a tight right set with power eye backs and trying to get the quarterback out on the sweep.
Kevin Elliott would have nothing for that play or nothing to do with that play. He's actually the far side linebacker. He flew all the way across the field to shut him down at the edge. Trojans will look at a 2nd down and 12, and they'll set 3 in the backfield.
There you go.
Jet Turner works like, well, my mistake. That's Connor Thompson on the carry. It's kind of a familiar-looking offense for the Trojans, Coach.
Yes, it is. That's the one unique thing about Jinx is they try to run about the same formations all the way through. And then that way when they get in high school, nothing new to them. So they'll be careful right here. You might see a bootleg.
3rd down. 3rd down and about 8. We'll see our first pass of the afternoon. Just off the fingertips. Your intended receiver was number 7. That's Max Ortega was your intended receiver.
Number 39, Kenyon Yarbrough coming in there with the pressure and making the throw.
So the Trojans will look at the first 4th down of the afternoon for the 4th grade game. They were the team that actually received the ball. We've got a timeout down on the field now. Apparently there was a penalty on the play.
Well, they elect the punt.
Oh. Apparently they elected to punt, and I thought, and that's a mistake on my part, I thought that in 4th grade football you actually punt it, but apparently it's a declared punt even in the 4th grade, so they'll mark off the 20 yards, and now the Bulldogs will touch the ball for the first time. And as I talked to the coach before the ball games this afternoon, he said Ollie McCoy will run the show for him, and he'll run the quasi-wishbone.
There it is.
First play will net the Bulldogs about 7. And they'll hand it to Cron Ross.
Little misdirection play right there, and that's where the linebackers really have to concentrate on the guards right here. They're going to take you to the play.
That's why it's nice to have Coach Croft in the booth with us in the first ball game. I wasn't able to tell you the technical part of football as he'll be able to tell you. It's second down and short for the Bulldog offense. The Bulldogs will bounce this one to the outside, and I believe he's going to come up with just enough to pick up the first down.
Yeah, right there's just a little power game off the tackle. Got a little bounce right there and picked up about 5 for the first down.
Alex Summerall made the tackle, but as Coach mentioned, it was past the line of scrimmage. That'll move the chains for the Bulldogs, and they'll come back out on offense, 1st and 10. They'll split number 26, Moment. Well, they started to. Now he'll line up as a tight end. Little misdirection there as Karan Ross took the jab step. We have, I started to say we had our first penalty flag, but apparently one of the Bulldogs is wearing yellow shoes.
I think that's a trend nowadays.
Well, I'm going to show my age a little bit, but way back when I was a kid and idolized the Pittsburgh Steelers, it was L.C. Greenwood that always broke out, but he called them gold shoes.
The gold shoes, L.C. Greenwood. I was a little kid then.
Emmanuel Wortham will check off for and we spoke of the yellow shoes. It was Emmanuel that was wearing them, and he was shaking up on the last play, so he'll get attended to on the sidelines, but I'll bet he'll be back in just a bit.
Well, Jinx is coming out in odd front. They got a straight-up nose right here. Delay a game.
Now we have our first penalty of the afternoon. It's a delay of game on the offense. Coach Corwin for the Jinx Trojans told me in a pregame interview that they will show the 4 linebacker set quite often in today's ball game.
Right there, the quarterback kept it. Just trying to show that same power with the quarterback read and just keep it and trying to get outside.
McCoy brought down by Jack Cornwell. And Coach talked about the linebackers, number 21, the far side linebacker. He stepped into the hole nicely, pursued down the line, and made the tackle.
Well, that's the one thing that I've noticed here early is you've got your linebackers playing within 3 yards of the ball, and so it's going to be tough making a hole right there.
The official will step in and respot the ball. Kind of a windy afternoon, so we'll have to keep our eye on the football. Toss sweep. Now he'll break it back to the tight end side of the formation. Jet Turner was the first Trojan to put a wide hat on him. Short gain, 4th down.
Boy, right there, if you notice Jet, he sunk his hips and rolled him and wrapped up. He didn't try to push him down, but he wrapped him up and brought him down on tackle. That's a lot. You just don't see that hardly anymore. Nice form tackle.
Well, both teams have had the football one time. Both teams unable to pick up a first down even, so they trade punts, and now the Bulldogs will go play defense for the second time.
Well, it looks like whoever breaks a tackle right here is going to take one to the house because, like I said, you got 9 of them playing within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage.
You see that a lot in youth football, and that actually, as you talked about, so many times you break 1 or 2 tackles.
Yep.
The Trojans with the handoff. Number 23 will get the carry. That's Connor Thompson, and the Bulldogs will make the hit behind the line of scrimmage. Second down. I think it's going to be 2nd and 12. Torrance Gray, number 54. Or actually, it was number 63, Donovan Turner, on the last tackle. It always catches me off guard a little bit, Coach. This is the first time I've worked all year with the monitor here. I'm trying to watch it from afar, and I've got a television right here that has the game on it for me.
Yeah, I'm used to being up in the box and trying to watch it on the field as well. That was a nice run right there by number 6, Jet Turner again.
Turner will work the ball out to the 35-yard line, and he'll pick up about 8 on the play, and we'll have a 3rd down and 2. One of the big boys up front, Dominic, and we're just going to call him Dominic, big number 9. He got a nice block on the last play for the Trojans.
Yeah, it looks like they got a couple of big boys over there on the right side of the line. Number 9, Ben Gorman as well.
So it's 3rd down and short. The deep back will get the carry. He's into the secondary, but he'll slip down. It's enough, though. They'll move the chains. 1st and 10, Trojans.
A nice carry there by Connor.
Destin Spotwood turned the play inside for the Bulldogs. And number 5, I believe, Karan Ross made the tackle, but not before the Trojans were able to pick up enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 Jinx. They'll come back to the line of scrimmage and go with their traditional 3-back set.
A little misdirection right there at the fullback.
Jack Cornwell got a carry, and as Coach mentioned, a little misdirection in the backfield. That time he didn't follow his 2 lead blockers.
Looks like trying to catch them. They're all kind of pinching in right there, and looks like they were trying to catch it, get a little bounce right there on the outside.
Landon Corwin comes to the sidelines. He'll get the play as the Trojans use the quarterback to shuffle the plays in and out. He'll make the trip over to the sidelines almost every time. Hand off to the deep back, and again, positive yardage, about 3, just trying to keep the chains moving.
That's one thing we talk to our kids, even at the high school level. If you can gain yard, it's a positive play, and let's get to the next snap and see if we can't make something happen.
We talked about it just a little bit in the Mighty Mike game. Maybe in youth football more than any other age group whatsoever. Penalties can kill you when you get behind the chains.
Penalties will kill you, and you know, turnovers. And right now, looks like we got both backs going in motion a little early right there. And there comes the penalty.
That'll move the Trojans back 5, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and right around 8 or 9. Actually, it's going to be 3rd and 10, so all the work you did on downs 1 and 2 were for naught based on the penalty.
Yeah, and that makes it tough calling plays, too. When you're, 3rd and 5, you got a few more things you can do compared to 3rd and 10, especially at this level right here.
Well, we've only seen 1 pass so far, so the chances of them trying to throw to pick this up are slim and none. So,
yeah.
Of course, as soon as I say that, the Trojans empty the backfield and go 2 wide.
Yep, maybe quarterback sweep outside. Yep, here it comes. Nice block out there by number 6 to set the edge.
O'Connor Thompson.
Jet Turner gets a nice block.
Coach called it maybe a little quarterback sweep to the far side, and he'll pick up about half of it. So that's all you can ask from your coaching staff. He got it down to 4th and 5. So this time I'm thinking the Trojans may go rather than elect to punt.
Yeah, you got 9 seconds to go to get to the end of the first quarter and try to make something happen here, see if we freeze them right here on snap count.
Which that would be the opposite of actually what got the Trojans in trouble. They jumped early. Now, if they can get the Bulldogs to jump, they could make this. Now we've got timeout taken by. Well, now apparently the Trojans have had enough time to think about it. The coaching staff says, we'll go ahead and punt this one away, and we'll put the Bulldogs back on offense, and we'll send our defense back out.
Well, I think that's probably the right choice right there. Field position, if you can get some negative plays right here and they have to punt, then you're in better shape. So it's a little bit too early to start going for it on 4th down.
Well, the Trojans found themselves on the wrong side of the 50. That gamble would have been in Bulldog territory, and I agree with you, Coach. Let's go play defense because coming in with an 11-0 record, they haven't given up very many points this year.
Exactly. Let your defense help you win the ball game right here.
McCoy will bring him to the line of scrimmage, and he'll turn with the quick handoff. He'll hit it up inside for about 4.
Yeah, nice little ISO run right there. Tailback getting in behind the fullback and just trying to find a little seam.
That'll do it for the first quarter of play. We'll go to the second quarter with no score with the Bulldogs looking at 2nd down when we come back.
Stuff your wallet with savings at the year-end Big 2-7 sales event at Classic Chevrolet.
Hurry in and feast on the savings. $27 down, $2,700 cash back on all new remaining 2015. We are proud to be your longest running Chevy dealer. We are 27 years strong. And remember, we don't want to just sell you a car. We want to help you buy a car.
Stuff your wallet with huge savings at Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. ClassicChevrolet.net.
Who will you be? When the choices you make all the difference. See, the true tests, they don't come easy. And they won't last long. But that's why you're here. For these very moments. Because there's nothing that tests you like sports. It begs of you one simple question, and it asks without passion or prejudice. But that question demands an answer, the whole answer. It's the only answer you can give. It lies to no one.
What is Huntington Learning Center?
It's the best grades ever center.
It's the homework is actually kind of fun center.
It's the Show Math Who's Boss Center.
It's the Crush the SAT and the ACT Center.
It's the I Can Read This Center.
It's the Best Decision I Ever Made Center. Huntington Learning Center, improving grades, test scores, and confidence since 1977. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Personalized attention, proven results.
Back to Lee Snyder Stadium, 4th grade INFC championship ball game. Don Rice and Paul Croft doing the 4th grade ball game with the Bulldogs. Looking at a second down. That was Destin Spotwood on the carry. Finally brought down by Ben Gorman, 3rd down short.
Looked like Jinx's defense was kind of slanting to the left right there, and they just kind of bounced it back over to the other side and picked up a few yards right there.
If you're going to guess, as you well know, Coach, your backside has to stay at home.
Absolutely.
Jesse Jones, number 61, one of the Trojan captains, he will check back in, and we'll talk a little bit about substitutions as we get on into this ball game. First down, Bulldogs. On the tackle that time for the Trojans, they had one of the linebackers one more time, Ben Gorman, number 9, came up to make the hit. 1st and 10, ball right at the 50.
Yeah, Christian Fowlers, he come in there and he got off the ball pretty quick right there at nose guard. Kind of made him bounce a little bit. Jinx is running that 3 front with their backers walked up on the edge right there, so they're trying to keep everything contained inside. Going to go for a kick out right here.
So his coach says they're trying to keep everything pinned into the middle. The Bulldog coaches probably recognize that as well, so they'll go with the toss sweep to Ross.
Yeah. That's the one good thing about having 3 backs in the backfield. It kind of balances the defense up, and you can go either way, and, you're just kind of guessing when you start slanting. So, right here, probably see them slant to the field right here and see if they can't catch them.
When you got speed in the backfield, sometimes you can overlook or you can overcome some missed blocks and beat them to the edge.
Speed makes a coach look really, really good sometimes.
Talk about somebody getting blown up at the line of scrimmage. Hello, number 9, Ben Gorman just said good afternoon.
Well, he looks like a good-looking football player right there. Got off the ball well and shucked the block and made the tackle in the backfield for a loss.
Ben Gorman makes the tackle on the play. We talked about number 9. They'll send him number 90, Dominic, who's about the same size as Gordon. Those are 2 well-fed 4th graders. And not well-fed meaning fat. Those are big boys, and they're stout.
Yeah, they got a good-looking frame on them right there. I bet we'll see plenty of those guys over the years. 54 had a chance right there. Carson had a chance to make a play at the line of scrimmage, but looks like he had some help coming there and clean it up.
Well, Connor Thompson and his linebacker mate, the defensive front, in a way, did their job. They took care of all the blockers so no one could get to the next level. The linebackers fill in just the way coaches draw it up.
Yeah, scraped over the top and made the play.
The Bulldogs will face the first 4th down that I believe they will actually go for because they're in plus territory as far as in Jinx territory, and it's 4th down 6.
Look for a little reverse or a little misdirection right here in the back end.
In fact, the Bulldogs quarterback acted like he wanted to throw, but he will not get it off. The Jinx defense will make the sack, and that's number 23.
Yep. Number 23 and number 54, Carson Williams comes in, wraps him up first, and 23 finishes him off. Carson came off the edge hard right there, and they were probably kind of expecting something.
And Connor Thompson, as Coach mentioned, number 23, finished the tackle off, and that turns the ball over. The Trojans have it 1st and 10 with 4:49 left. In quarter number 2, no score. Coming up at halftime, we'll have halftime interviews with the coaches, brought to you in part by the Huntington, your tutoring solution, and by Dick's, where every season starts with Dick's. 1st and 10 Trojans, and they'll work out of the gun.
Empty backfield motion. Here we go.
Chuck Cornwell in motion. He's actually the lead blocker out in front. The quarterback gets to the edge, but it's played nicely by number 26 for the Bulldogs. That's a Moment.
DeCourcy, yeah. DeCourcy comes up. He strings it out, and then at the last second comes underneath and makes the play.
Moment will get credited with the tackle, but you always have to look at the defensive end on that side, and that was Quentin Payne. He stayed outside and made sure the running back had to cut up in the middle.
Yeah, when you get a stretch play like that, that's the D-line's job. Just stretch it out to the sideline.
2nd down and 9 for the Trojan offense. They'll go back to putting 2 in the backfield, and they look to throw. And he will throw. Just a little bit too tall. Jet Turner was your intended receiver. He was out there.
Yeah, that was a nice throw for a 4th-grade quarterback. He had the guy open, just kind of overthrew him a little bit. Look for them to come back to that and a little later in the game.
Well, Coach, I think if they come back to that, I don't know if we'll see it on replay, but I believe it was the tight end that was open over the middle. Quarterback looked at him at first, but sometimes try to hit that big play.
Yeah, quarterbacks like to throw the ball deep a lot, and even at the high school level, you have to tell them, take what you're given.
So at 3rd down and 9, it's Jet Turner with the carry. The Bulldog defense will show up in a hurry. Ethan McMahon with a nice play, and it's 4th down.
You might see them go for it here. 3 minutes, 40 seconds to go for halftime. Defense has been playing well. If you get it, you still keep the ball. If not, TYA will get it on their end of the field. So I bet they go for it here.
Well, I always tease when I announce the games at Broken Arrow. When I do anything less than 6th grade, I say they're probably out of field goal position.
Just a little bit. Here we go here. Oh, they're going to throw a little wheel route to the back out of the backfield.
Tigers, where'd I get that? Trojans elect to throw it on 4th down, and it's incomplete, so they'll turn the ball back over to the TYAA Bulldog offense with 3:23 left in the half.
That's a pretty good decision, I think, going forward there. Your defense has been playing well, so good idea, trying to sneak the back down the sideline on the wheel route.
I think both of these teams, as we talked about going in, are undefeated. They've played not this season, but they played last season in this game, and the Bulldogs got the win. So maybe a little revenge matchup here as we talked at the start. The Bulldogs will go with the reverse, but the Trojans not only smell it out, but make the tackle well behind the line of scrimmage. It was Elliott on the carry.
Max Ortega comes in, stretches out, and makes about an 8-yard tackle right there for a loss.
Coach, I wouldn't be surprised if a little film work didn't go into that play, because as soon as Elliott lined up over here, they crashed hard to the opposite side, so that might have been one of those plays that the coach said and worked on in practice.
Well, sometimes, if you get an empty and you got an outside backer that's setting free, you're better off bringing him off the edge and forcing the issue.
Bulldogs go back to 3 in the backfield. And he'll work into the secondary that time. A nice gain on the play for the Bulldogs. 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, that was Connor and Jack coming in right there making that play, filling in nicely, closing those gaps down, and nice form tackles.
I looked at the wrong down marker. It's not 3rd and 4. I forgot we had the big sack on 4th down. It's actually 3rd down and about 14, which changes everything.
Yes. Comes your little outside sweep play.
As Coach talked about, they'll try to bounce it to the outside, but one more time, it's played nicely by the Trojan defense as they won't let him bounce it outside. So he'll cut back in the middle. Probably have our fourth down punt right here, but we may have a timeout first.
Yeah.
Bulldog coach says, I don't even need the timeout. We'll just punt this thing.
Yeah. Punt it and go let your defense play. Go in halftime 0-0 if you can.
Well, if you like defense, the last two ball games should have been right up your alley. As the last ball game, the third graders, it was a 6-0 win by TYAA Blue, and we're going to get this one to the half with no score unless the Trojans can come up with something big with 1:42, as Coach said, in the first half. Now we've got timeout Bulldogs. Apparently we're going to keep it here, so it'll give us time to mention a couple of our sponsors. We'd like to thank Doc's Food Stores for serving families since 1946. It's your local grocer. They have 9 locations right here in the greater Oklahoma area in Bixby, Coweta, Glenpool, Collinsville, Oilton, Oologah, Fairview, Watonga, and Newkirk. They run under the names of the J&B Market, Apple Market, and Doc's Country Market right here in Broken Arrow. So thanks to Doc's for helping make the INFC Football Saturday possible. And one other sponsor that has been good to youth football in Broken Arrow for years is Terry at Ron's Hamburger and Chili, home of the sausage, cheeseburger, and my hangout, it seems like, about every Friday night.
Oh, man, I love Ron's Hamburger and Chili. When I'm hungry, that's where I head to.
1st and 10 when we come out of timeout. The Trojans are on offense, the Bulldogs on defense, and coming up at halftime, we'll have a halftime interview with both the coaches. We'll have halftime fun, as we always do, as we will allow, obviously, both cheerleading groups to take the field. Across the way, the Lady Bulldogs will entertain us first because they're the guest in the 4th grade ball game. So that means the Trojan cheerleaders will go second. First down, Trojans.
I'm waiting for one of them to pull out a reverse or something right here to try to make a big play happen.
Deep back on the carry, and the red shirts show up right at the line of scrimmage. Might have eked out 2 on the play. That's number 21, Connor Thompson. Both coaching staffs are just pounding it up the middle.
Yeah, number 17 coming from the linebacker spot as well, Kevin Elliott, to help make that play.
Turner, number 63, the down defensive tackle for the Bulldogs, helped out on the last tackle, and it's 2nd down, 8.
You know, it's one thing, coaching high school to hear you're not getting very many linemen up on second level, so, you're getting initial blocks up front, and those backers have been free to come up and make plays.
Big positive play on that particular 2nd down run. The Trojans have the first down. When your safety has to make the tackle, you're usually moving the ball well, and that happened on that play as number 22 had to come up from his safety spot to make the tackle. We'll move the chains. 1st and 10 Trojans.
Yeah, I like it when safeties are making tackles as an offensive line coach.
Trojans look to throw again.
There's the wheel route. Oh.
You can't really blame Jet Turner. He kind of pulled up a little bit on that one, but you can't blame him as there was 2 Bulldogs that, well, I don't want to say they were headhunting because I don't know that you do that in the 4th grade, but they definitely had a bead on him.
Yeah, there was a triangle right there. If he caught that, he was going to pay for it.
2nd down, 10 with 43 seconds left in the ball game. Both sides, the crowd gets a little more vocal as we get closer and closer to halftime with no score. For the snap, we have a penalty on the offense.
Well, that's one thing I can say. So far, we've only, seen 2 or 3 penalties in this game, so it's been a fairly clean ball game.
And especially for 4th graders. Yes. I know sometimes we think they need to play like men, but I think sometimes we forget what 4th graders are, 10 years old?
Yeah. Yeah, and we didn't have this when I was in 4th grade, and so this is great. I love seeing this. Looks like, got great coaches on both sides teaching the kids the fundamentals of the game, and it's going to pay off for these young guys.
Well, the penalty, I was just getting ready to say, may eliminate any more passing before halftime, and sure enough, the Trojans will turn, and they'll just hand it to Jet Turner. They may be comfortable going to the half with no score, but they do have 30 seconds left, so we do have time for one more play.
Yeah, lined up in a wing set that last time and just try to run a little wing back trap.
Landon Corwin has stayed at quarterback the entire first half. We don't expect that to change in the second half. He'll put 2 in the backfield with him and split a receiver to both sides.
Oh, it should be a penalty there.
Yeah, one of the linemen, as they say, couldn't hold his water any longer. We won't say his name because we don't have enough time sometimes to give the linemen the credit they deserve, so we certainly won't say anything negative about one of them.
No, those young guys are out there battling, and they don't get enough credit as it is. So,
Trojan coaching staff says with 5.8 seconds left, give me a little time to think about this. And where I was going just a little while ago when you talked about how nice it is in youth football right now, and you didn't have this when you were younger. I certainly didn't either, as I'm a lot older than you are. But for those of you listening home that don't know, we have 37 clubs and over 360-some teams in Indian Nations football right now. And we're just starting to open up the other side of the state, the western part of the state. As this year we had teams from Norman and Edmond that have joined, and we're hoping that those numbers will grow to where we can eventually get it to this Saturday. We will decide the East champion, and next Saturday we'll play East and West.
Wow, that's awesome. I just like seeing these kids come out, and these coaches right here, I don't see them hollering and raising a bunch of fuss, and it looks like the kids are enjoying it. And, you want all these guys to end up out on the 8th and 9th grade team and eventually varsity. So it's a good deal.
3rd down and long for the Trojans. I said we wouldn't see a pass, but sure enough we do. Short pass into the flat, and it's incomplete.
Well, that was right here, right down the line where I'm sitting, and that was a forward pass by about a half a yard.
So now on 4th down with right at 3 seconds left, they'll probably just elect to run it one more time. I'm not sure you'd punt here. Why give the Bulldogs another play on offense?
Exactly. Just a little quarterback sneak right here and get them to halftime or hand it to your fullback.
Coming up at halftime, we've mentioned it before, but we'll have interviews with both coaches, and it'll give us an opportunity to watch the other portion of INFC football, and that's our cheerleaders, and we try to give them as much time. Well, as I said, let's just run it, but nope, the Jinx quarterback, he elects to throw it, and it's incomplete, and that only shocked me because of what almost happened. If we have an interception here, then the Bulldogs do get a chance to go score.
Yeah, wow. That's a gutsy call right there.
Well, that takes us to the halftime of the 4th grade INFC Championship Showdown, and we're right where we started. As we've had no score, we'd like to thank Dick's Sporting Goods, the Huntington, your tutoring solution, and we'll be back.
Who will you be when the choices you make all the difference? Because there's nothing that tests you like sports. Begs of you one simple question, and that question demands an answer. The whole answer. It lies to no one.
What is Huntington Learning Center?
It's the I've Got This Center. It's the Handing in Homework on Time Center.
It's the Studying Without a Fight Center.
It's the Hello Honor Roll Center. It's the I Know the Answer Center.
It's the Ready for the SAT
and ACT Center.
Huntington Learning Center, improving grades, test scores, and confidence since 1977. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Personalized attention, proven results.
Stuff your wallet with savings at the year-end Big 2-7 sales event at Classic Chevrolet.
Hurry in and feast on the savings. $27 down, $2,700 cash back on all new remaining 2015. We are proud to be your longest running Chevy dealer. We are 27 years strong. And remember, we don't want to just sell you a car. We want to help you buy a car.
Stuff your wallet with huge savings at Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. ClassicChevrolet.net.
The 2015 Dick's Sporting Goods INFC Championships is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Get your Dick's Sporting Goods scorecard and start earning today. Get 3% back in rewards when you use your scorecard. See store for details. Huntington. At Huntington, your tutoring solution, they know every child can learn. If your child needs help with school, check out Huntington, your tutoring solution at huntingtonhelps.com or call 918-893-5500. And by Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. Visit us at ClassicChevrolet.net.
Alrighty, Coach. So obviously we've had a hard-fought ball game here in the first half. What do you got to do to get your kids going for the second half?
Well, we got to come out and play hard. We're not blocking guys we need to block. I got a double top secret strategy. We're going to try to score more points than they do.
Sounds like a great plan, Coach. Thank you so much. Have a great time.
I'd like to thank all the ladies that are in the INFC as well. Without the cheerleaders, the halftime shows would not be near as good. We talk about the fact that INFC is a great training ground for future football players, but we also have quite a few of our young cheerleaders that end up on the high school field as well.
Okay, so next time, you have to like stay in the camera until I give you the high five, and then you can put the
okay, my fault.
Yeah, just because I have to switch to the camera first.
Okay.
I want to can. What you were capturing, I want to be clever. How about, this is my big bit, hashtag live. I only get 10 likes in the last 5 minutes. Do you think I should take it down? Let me take a selfie.
That's your Lady Bulldogs. Next up, your Lady Trojans.
The other coaches interview whenever these leaders are done.
Okay. Okay. You tell them to center up and you're going to cue them and everything?
Okay. And she also told me not to walk out of the shot again.
I saw that. I was like...
We're going to do it after this.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
You're learning something new. So am I, man. Every day. First time doing sideline.
First up, we have Abby, Brooklyn, Cece, Elaine, Emma, Hayden, Jordan, Kate, Lauren, Lily, Madison, Olivia, Parker, Peyton, and Samantha.
And then ask you basically what you got to do to get your kids motivated to go in the second.
Your Lady Trojans.
That'll do it from the Lady Trojans and the Lady Bulldogs. Congratulations from both cheerleading groups. And now we're going to go back downfield side to Jeff Rice as he has Coach Curtis Williams. No, he doesn't. He has Coach Daniels for the Bulldogs.
In a game that's still knotted up 0-0, Coach, what do you got to do to get your kids ready for the second half?
I think we just got to play fundamental football. Just go out there and tackle, block, stay on our blocks a little longer. We're playing a great Jinx team, so just the little things that count. So if we can stay on our blocks a little longer, keep running to the ball, and I think everything will take care of itself.
Absolutely. It sounds like a really sound strategy there, Coach. Running and blocking is the fundamentals of football. We want to thank you for your time. Good luck out there in the second half. Thank you so much.
What is Huntington Learning Center?
It's the best grades ever center.
It's the homework is actually kind of fun center.
It's the Show Math Who's Boss Center.
It's the Crush the SAT and the ACT Center.
It's the I Can Read This center.
It's the best decision I ever made center. Huntington Learning Center, improving grades, test scores, and confidence since 1977. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Personalized attention, proven results.
Stuff your wallet with savings at the year-end Big 2-7 sales event at Classic Chevrolet.
Hurry in and feast on the savings. $27 down, $2,700 cash back on all new remaining 2015. We are proud to be your longest running Chevy dealer. We are 27 years strong. And remember, we don't want to just sell you a car. We want to help you buy a car.
Stuff your wallet with huge savings at Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. ClassicChevrolet.net.
Do you think you're going to volunteer?
Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll do it in the morning.
Good job.
Well, we had a little downtime. Justice made it halftime a lot of times with the difference in who wins and loses football games.
Oh, absolutely. Kind of just see what they're trying to do and see if you can't tweak a little something here and there.
Trojans kick it off. They'll go with kind of a little short
didn't get 10
pooch
yards.
kick, but it doesn't go 10 yards and goes out of bounds. So that'll give the TYAA Bulldogs great field position at about the 49-yard line to start half number 2.
Yeah. Which, with the guys they have in the back end back there, that's probably not a bad decision.
Well, it certainly cut down on the opportunity for a big run back, and as well as their defensive played, I don't blame the coach at all. Let's put our defense out there and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what people are doing to our high school team right now. They're kicking the ball out of bounds. They don't want to give up anything big on special teams.
Slips the first tackle, and he'll work it into the secondary, gain of about 5 on the play. I forget the name, but that's Gold Shoes on the carry.
That is number 20. Is that 20?
That's
number
Moment.
20.
In the Moment with the Gold Shoes. No, that's Emmanuel Wortham, my mistake.
Yeah.
Moment's 26, second down 7 for the Bulldog offense.
Well, the Bulldogs have got those 2 running backs in the back, and what they're trying to do is create a couple extra gaps up front with those guys.
Karan Ross tried to bounce it to the outside, but nice pursuit from the Trojan defense. In fact, he'll lose a yard on the play, and we're back to 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Gorman made him bounce a little bit right there, and Jet Turner came up to help clean up that run.
As we talked about the nice pursuit, even one of the deeper backs, one of the safeties, number 21, Jack Cornwell, was able to get up and help with the tackle as well. 3rd down and 10 now.
Well, the one thing that both these D-lines are doing are making the offensive line stay on their blocks, and that's allowing those backers to come up and make those plays.
Third down 10. We've yet to see the Bulldogs throw the ball, and they won't on this play as well. But he'll shake a tackle and try to reverse his field. But talk about pursuit from the defense. Is 4 or 5 different Trojans put a white helmet on him before we could get him to the ground.
Yeah, number 7, Max Ortica, finally gets a hold of him and gets him brought down there. Carson Williams kind of got him wrapped up first. So great pursuit by the Jinx's defense. It's going to bring up a 4th and 13.
I was just getting ready to say before the Bulldog coach elects to punt it that it was going to be decision time, but I think for all the reasons we talked about why the Jinx Trojans decided not to kick deep, that's why the Bulldogs don't gamble there. Let's just go play defense.
Yeah, kick the ball and make them drive the length of the field right here.
Well, and especially one of the new rules that the INFC's put in where in the 4th grade there's no punt. It's just walked off because, again, that's a skill that has to be acquired, and it cuts down on the run backs.
Absolutely. Boy, TYA just peeled their ears back right there, and just everybody came.
You know, we gave the Jinx defense a moment ago quite a bit of credit for nice pursuit. Well, ditto for the red shirts, the Bulldogs. They got there in a hurry.
Yeah, number 39, Yarbrough, man, he got off the ball well right there. He got through gap, and nobody really touched him.
You know, one of the words we talk about when we do football at any level is turnovers. We haven't had one yet, but I tell you what, one turnover on either side of the equation here could decide this ball game.
Yeah, looked like Jinx tried to sneak in a little fullback pop right there, and TYAA was having no problem stopping that.
3rd down and about 14 as the Bulldogs send him number 50. That's Ethan number 50. They just substitute one big body for the next.
Oh, I'm telling you. Bunch of good-looking kids out there on the field.
Both sides of the ball. They have
Yes.
some big ones, and then they each have some speed.
Yeah, some good-looking skilled kids. This looks like that's number 39 again right there, coming in and forcing that play. Yarbrough. He's kind of being a little man-child right here in this third quarter.
Well, it's fourth down, and as we've seen throughout the ball game, both coaches have elected to punt. Jinx coach, I just saw him give the official, Coach Corwin gave him the thumb. We'll punt this one as well.
Well, right there with the Bulldogs deciding to punt it a while ago, they picked up 4 yards on that because they forced Jinx back 4 yards. So field positions turned out pretty nice for them right here.
Defense, defense, defense. As we've talked about, this ball game is 0-0 late into the third quarter or midway through the third quarter. The game right before this one was the third grade affair between two Bulldog teams, and that one ended 6-0. And that's a little bit of an anomaly from the games that I saw in the tournaments. They were higher scoring games, but this is more pressure here. We're playing for something important, so maybe the coaches themselves are being a little more cautious.
Well, they can get conservative in the championship game, that's for sure. Right there's your first turnover.
Turnover, ball pumped up, picked up by one of the Trojans, and he's going to go to the house. Touchdown, Trojans will check for flags, and there's not any.
Jack Cornwell's waiting in the right spot, picks off the pass, and takes it to the distance. It looked like that was number 9, Ben Gorman, that came in on that play. I have to look at the replay, but one of those big guys got free right there and hit the quarterback just as he was dropping back.
Was the Bulldog quarterback. McCoy dropped back to pass. I didn't even have time to get it out of my mouth. I was fixing to say that's the Bulldogs' first pass. Well, it didn't get off. As you talked about, Jack was there for the sack. Corwin picks it off, and he'll take it to the house. And now we've got the point after with the Trojans on top, 6-0.
And they
Problems with the snap, and I was just getting ready to say, extra points have decided the first 2 ball games.
Well, the way these two defenses are playing right now, that might be all the points that you need. But I look for TYAA to come out and open up their playbook now. You know, they were kind of conservative early, so let's see what they've got.
Well, you talked about coaches gambling a little bit. Sometimes you don't when the ball game's tied, but with 3:38 left in the third quarter and the Bulldogs needing at least a touchdown to tie it back up, we might see them open this playbook up just a touch.
They're going to have to if they want to see that four-peat.
Thought we might take a break here and let the sponsors like Dick's Sporting Goods and the Dreyer Group, which Dreyer is a new physical therapy group that's teamed up with INFC football that's going to do some great things for our athletes, but we're going to keep it here, and the Trojans will kick it off up 6-0.
See if they kick it out of bounds again.
Looks to be like they're going to give the exact same kick they did last time. McCoy had envisions of scooping it up and making a little move there and running it, but one of the Trojans was there to make the tackle, and he'll lose about 3 on the play.
Couldn't tell if that was 33 coming in there and making that play for Jinx.
D'Angelo Armstead, if it was.
Yeah, looked like he got down the field pretty quick.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. We'll move the ball back to the 45. Now we'll see how the Bulldog offense responds. You know, they're youngsters, and they just made a mistake. So now what do? Do we come out and run our offense, or do we make another one?
Well, be interested to see what they do here.
I would be willing to bet this is not a pass play, though. Nope. Toss sweep into the secondary, and look out!
Back-to-back big plays.
Karan Ross to the house. He'll line it up with the McDonald's sign in the end zone, and just like Coach said, we played 2.5 quarters of football with no one scored, and now on 2 successive plays, we're tied at 6, and one side of the crowd just got real loud, and the other just got real quiet.
Well, as a coach, when you have a big play and you score, that's the first thing you want to do on defense is come out and have a stop and keep all the momentum, but the Bulldogs had other things on their mind.
Well, now the Bulldogs will line up for, as we talked about when the Trojans had the football, a very, very important extra point, because if they can put this in the end zone, then they'll have the 1-point lead.
Oh.
And if they get stuffed short of the line of scrimmage, we'll be tied at 6, and every time you get later and later in the ball game and you're tied up, you start thinking bonus football. And we joked about it earlier. Do we get paid if this goes into overtime? Any more money?
Yeah. Well, that was number 13 shooting in there, Alex Summerall, that made the play to make sure we stayed tied right there. That was a great play by him.
Now the Bulldogs will bring their kickoff team out, and we'll see if they kick it deep. But I would be willing to bet they're going to try to execute the same style of kick that the Trojans just did and not give anybody a chance at a return here. We'd like to recognize the fact that both sets of parents traveled to the ball games well, and we'd be remiss if we didn't thank all of our parents and fans for helping to make INFC Championship Saturday a big success. And if you're watching at home on INFC.tv, don't forget that on Thanksgiving Day, starting at 9 in the morning, this entire day will be rebroadcast for Grandma's entertainment, I'm saying. Well, we said the Bulldogs wouldn't kick it deep, but they did.
Yeah, number 23, he decides Connor Thompson's going to make sure he controls it and takes the knee right there. They won't take any chances.
Which puts the Trojans back to about the 30, so it was actually kind of the best of both worlds. The Bulldogs kicked it off, but it was kind of a squib-style kick, so there was, as you talked about, Thompson was a little leery to try to pick it up and run, so
yeah, when in doubt, get the ball and get on the ground.
Served two purposes for the Bulldogs. They gained a little field position there. 2:49 left in quarter number 3, tied at 6, but now we got a flag.
I bet we've got 13 on the field, or 12 men on the field.
Illegal participation, as Coach pointed out, and we always say when we're doing the games from the PA group, illegal participation is one too many Bulldog. And now the Bulldogs will actually take a timeout, and I'm looking at the guys across the way, and they're saying roll on, so we won't make any more money. We'll just keep it right here.
Well, right here is where you talk to your kids about staying hooked up on blocks and just keep grinding it out, and maybe we break one right here. And as far as TYAA, you're just telling them, hey, let's keep flying to the football. Let's make something happen, strip it, wrap them up, and see if we can't get a fumble right here.
Well, both teams have scored on big plays.
Yep.
So as you talked about, I can almost hear both coaching staffs right now saying, hey, we're, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's go back and run our offense and see if we can get another big play.
Exactly. We've still got a quarter to play. You don't want to get really, really fancy right here, but you may see Jinx break something out.
Jack Cornwell brings it back to the line of scrimmage, and they'll split a receiver to the far side, and before the snap, we've got movement up front.
Yeah, it looked like the whole right side of the defensive line jumped right there.
Apparently, on the last play, we thought we had illegal participation on the Bulldogs. Well, I guess they allowed them to burn a timeout, so they didn't actually mark that off. So now we just have it 2nd and 5 after the encroachment on the defense.
Yeah, I didn't catch the timeout there.
Actually, the Bulldogs have dropped another young man onto the line of scrimmage, and they're going with only 3 linebackers, and they'll put one more up front.
Yeah.
Kevin Elliott and company on the last tackle.
The Bulldogs are getting off the ball well right here. They're getting past the blocks and making the play.
Well, you called Yarborough a little while ago kind of a man-child. They've actually taken Yarborough out. But on that last play, Ethan got there in a hurry as well.
See if they take it to the left right here. And that's the way they go it and bounce it back to the right side. Nice run right there.
That's Jet Turner. And the Trojans will move the sticks, 1st and 10.
Yeah, number 10, Landon Cornwell is coming over and getting the plays. That's one thing I noticed, they're not signaling anything in, so it's hard to steal signs even at this level.
We talked about Yarborough. It didn't take him long to get him back into the ball game as he'll check back in.
And Yarborough's in on the play right there.
Yarborough got help on that one, but it didn't take him long to make his presence felt one more time on the defense. Jet Turner with the carry, really no gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Kind of looks like Jinx has went to a different snap count right here. The last 2 or 3 plays, the right side's jumped a little bit, and so maybe that's their little kink they're going to throw in.
This time in the first half, the Trojans elected to throw it a couple times. We'll see if they keep it on the ground here, and they do. Connor Thompson with the carry. He'll work it into the secondary. He was hit first by Kevin Elliott.
Nice cutback run right there. Made the first guy miss and ended up picking up about 6 more on that.
After making that first man miss, as Coach talked about, he's got it down to 3rd and manageable now.
See if I can try to get him to jump off sides right here at that snap count.
Well, the Trojans also have it to where we're probably in 4-down territory now, barring some kind of crazy thing happening here.
Looks like he's going to be about a yard or 2 short.
That was Connor Thompson on a sweep to the far side. And as Coach talked about, he's going to come up a good yard, maybe 2 short of the first down, so it's decision time. Ball's at the 45. This is probably makes a little more sense to go for this one.
Yeah, we're right here at the end of the 3rd quarter. Got to make something happen.
That brings both sets of both sets of fans onto their feet. The Trojan fans obviously wanting them to pick it up. And Bulldogs are saying, stop them right here. Let's take the football.
Oh, it's going to be close. Looks like he's going to be just short.
That was Jet Turner on the carry, and this may be our first measurement of the afternoon. And indeed it is. We will actually measure to see if Turner was able to get enough to pick up the first down, so the officials will have to back the team up to bring the chains out. One set of eyes in the booth has already said he's a bit short. I'll just be controversial and say he got it by that much, but he didn't.
Boom.
The Bulldog defense is held, and Coach Croft won the marble.
Well, I can't see anything up close, but I can see him at a distance.
That's a big play for the Bulldog defense. Is the last time they touched the ball. Ross took it to the house. Wonder if we'll come back to that same toss sweep, but take it to the other side.
Yeah, they started him to the right and then broke him back to the left, and there was a big gap right there. So a little misdirection, or as we call it in the high school, bounce.
So at 1st and 10, ball at the 44-yard line. Probably the last play of quarter number 3 as the clock's going to work inside of 10 seconds. That's McCoy on the quarterback keeper. He'll pick up a yard, but he's going to be brought down after a short gain. 2nd down and 9, and that will indeed play out the 3rd quarter. So with the score tied at 6 heading to the 4th quarter, we'll switch into the field and we'll go to a break. And we'll be back with more INFC football right after this.
Stuff your wallet with savings at the year-end Big 2-7 sales event at Classic Chevrolet.
Hurry in and feast on the savings. $27 down, $2,700 cash back on all new remaining 2015. We are proud to be your longest running Chevy dealer. We are 27 years strong. And remember, we don't want to just sell you a car. We want to help you buy a car.
Stuff your wallet with huge savings at Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. ClassicChevrolet.net.
Who will you be? When the choices you make all the difference. See, the true tests, they don't come easy. And they won't last long. But that's why you're here. For these very moments. Because there's nothing that tests you like sports. It begs of you one simple question, and it asks without passion or prejudice. But that question demands an answer. The whole answer. It's the only answer you can give. It lies to no one.
What is Huntington Learning Center?
It's the best grades ever center.
It's the homework is actually kind of fun center.
It's the Show Math Who's Boss Center.
It's the Crush the SAT and the ACT Center.
It's the I Can Read This center.
It's the best decision I ever made center. Huntington Learning Center, improving grades, test scores, and confidence since 1977. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Personalized attention, proven results.
The 2015 Dick's Sporting Goods INFC Championships is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Get your Dick's Sporting Goods scorecard and start earning today. Get 3% back in rewards when you use your scorecard. See store for details. Huntington. At Huntington, your tutoring solution, they know every child can learn. If your child needs help with school, check out Huntington, your tutoring solution at huntingtonhelps.com or call 918-893-5500. And by Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. Visit us at ClassicChevrolet.net.
Coach Paul Croft and Don Rice back at Lee Snyder Stadium in Bixby, Oklahoma for the 4th grade INFC Championships. And we've got 8 minutes left to decide it, or we could play some bonus football. The Bulldogs go on a toss sweep, and the Trojans will come in a hurry.
Yeah, they're gonna sell out right here, and they're gonna try to make a stop so they can get the ball back.
Well, on the first play after the kickoff, the Trojans were able to hold them to a yard, and now that time it's negative yardage, so it's 3rd down and about 11.
Well, you can feel the tension a little bit here in the stands with the fans, and the coaches are pacing a little bit more on the sideline, and you got about 7.5 minutes to see who's going to be the champ right here.
Mamas and daddies get a little more nervous in the stands, and the kids on the field, they just keep playing.
Yeah.
That's McCoy, and he'll hand to the deep back, and he'll work it into the secondary. One of the few plays of the second half, other than the one that went for a touchdown, where the Bulldogs actually got to the linebackers without being touched.
Yeah. Well, they've moved Gorman, number 9, over to the nose guard. He's playing defensive tackle a little earlier in the game, so trying to get him to get a push and make that thing bounce to those backers.
But the Jinx defense did a good enough job on that possession that the Bulldog coaches say, we won't go on 4th down. We'll punt it again and trust our defense.
Yeah, be interesting to see if they come back and try to hit Jet Turner on that pass down here on the sideline like they tried earlier.
Well, and again, 2 different times in the first half, they tried the longer pass. We can look at the tight end over the middle as well, because on the monitor, both times the tight end was open, but we're going to go back to the running play.
Uh-oh.
And you said he would bounce at the outside, and he did.
Yeah, it looked like he had 2 Bulldogs that kind of got tangled up with each other, and they kind of fell down on the play and allowed 23, Connor Thompson, to go ahead and bounce it on out to the side and go up the field for a 1st down.
1st and 10 Tiger. I did it again. 1st and 10 Trojans. My apologies to the Jinx fans. That 1st down did one thing. It livened up the Jinx crowd a little bit. The cowbells have come out. The moms are on their feet at least.
Backer walking up here on the line of scrimmage, see if he's coming.
Tell you what, one of the defensive backs or linebackers right there for the Bulldogs just laid a lick on somebody.
Man, really, really impressed with those guys over there. The Bulldogs, they're flying to the football, refuse to stay blocked. You can tell they've been coached well, and man, they're just a good football team.
That was Karan Ross with the big hit, and he is indeed playing linebacker. He's almost in a way set up like a middle linebacker would, so he could flow to both sides of the ball.
Late shift right there, so trying to confuse the old line, but it left a little gap open there on the backside. That's
Connor Thompson. He'll hurdle one would-be tackler. We'll wait for him to spot the ball. I believe he's going to come up about 3 yards shy of the first down. Indeed he is. It's 3rd and 3 for the Trojans. With 5:41 left, the Trojan coaching staff can be thinking about, just keeping the drive alive, and let's see if we can't score with very little time left on the clock.
Yes.
Ball control. We'll go back to Thompson.
Ooh, looked like it may have been a face mask there, but no flag was thrown. Thompson gets enough for the first down. Nice little run right there.
Spotwood was there for the defense. Thompson was able to spin out of the tackle a little bit, but Spotwood was able to get him out of bounds. But as Coach talked about, it's 1st and 10 Trojans. They've picked the pace up a little bit on offense as far as how quick they call plays.
Yeah, kind of impressed right here on this drive. They're staying hooked up on blocks and picking up some yardage.
That's Kevin Elliott there to force the situation. I'm not so sure Thompson didn't just concede that one and think, hey, there's no sense in trying to bounce this outside and losing more yards. I'll get down right here and we'll live to play another day.
Do the smart thing. Under 5 minutes to go right here, so time is running down.
The overtime procedure is somewhat similar to it is in high school football. I'll let Coach explain that as we get closer and closer, or we might even wait till it happens and they become a little inside trap.
Yeah, pull the guard and the center, or the guard and tackle right there. That's a good play.
That's Jet Turner, but it's also nice recognition by number 30 for the Bulldogs. Donovan Jackson stayed home and made the tackle on that one. Trevin Hicks checks in for the Bulldogs on defense, number 40. Third down, 9.
Comes a wingback trap right there, trying to get in behind big number 90.
Almost the same play, just handed to a different running back, and about the same result. Number 17 that time for the Bulldogs. Kevin Elliott got there in a hurry. No gain on the play, 4th and long.
Yeah. Trevin Hicks comes in as well and helps makes that stop.
Well, the Trojan coach has said enough of this punting stuff. 4th down and 9. We're going to roll the dice from the 40-yard line, and field position probably is the reason why they'll go for it. They're on the opposite side of the 50. May see that little pass again.
Yeah, you got a wing over here on this side. Yep, there he goes, wheeling down the sideline. Oh.
Number 22 was there for the defense, and actually that's a guess. And guess what? Guess did a good job by not intercepting that, because the ball actually comes back to the line of scrimmage. First down Bulldogs with 3:14 left.
Yeah, he was open about 5 yards down off the line of scrimmage. That he hit him right there. That probably could have been a bigger play. So, and that'll come with age, picking it up and knowing when to get rid of the ball.
Willie Jones comes off. They'll send one of the other linemen in. The way this works in INFC football is every player that suits up is required and gets to play at least 7 plays in every ball game, and that's just another way of getting all of our young men into the ball game.
Oh, I like that. Everybody needs to, try to keep them involved as much as you can.
A couple of the big boys from the Trojans on that particular play had nice penetration but didn't make the tackle, but Jet Turner came up and put a helmet on him.
Yeah, Ben Gorman, they've moved to nose guard. Now they got him slide back over here over the tackle, and he's caused a little bit of disruption.
One of the things that Gorman's doing that's so successful is he's occupying a couple of the blockers. We talked about this in the first half. No one's getting to the second level to throw a block.
Yeah, and that left Carson Williams, number 54, unblocked right there. So
now we'll set the other big boy up front. Dominic comes back in the ball game, and he'll work tandem with Ben Gorman.
Well, that left side, nose guard, the left side is stout right there.
The Bulldogs look at a 3rd down, and for some reason we've lost our down marker on the other side.
3rd and about 7.
Oh, there it is. Absolutely, Coach. 3rd and 7. The Bulldogs have jumped, or have actually caused the Jinx defense to jump into the neutral zone, and that's a free 5 yards and a big 5 yards on 3rd down.
Yep. Change their snap count up there a little bit. Now they're going to try to run a quick play right here.
3rd and short. Quarterback on the keeper.
Gorman's not going to allow anything to happen
No.
there.
You talked about the stout defensive line, and that's kind of just what happened is they held the offensive blocks, and the quarterback really didn't have a way to sneak through any type of hole.
Well, if I was the Bulldogs here, I'd punt it under 1:45 to go and let your defense hold them, and let's go to overtime.
As Coach talked about, we're 1:30 and rolling away from. It's not really sudden death or sudden victory because both teams will actually get to touch the football.
Yeah. You know, if it's like the high school, they'll put them on the 10-yard line, and everybody will get, a set of downs to try to score.
The deep back on the carry, and just as the Bulldogs did to the Trojans, I think the Trojans have returned the favor. And at least with 1:10 left, the Jinx offense will have a couple more plays to operate, and I know they have a couple of timeouts in their pocket, so they'll probably get 3 to 4 plays in, hoping to hit the big one.
Well, 1:10 left to go in the ball game. Let's see what Jinx has right here.
That's a halfback handoff to Connor Thompson. Short gain on the play, 2nd down. How fitting it is, though, that this game is as close as it can be because both these teams came into this undefeated. These two teams played in this ball game last year. And, in fact, Jinx is the only team that's defeated this Bulldog team in the INFC. And we'll try a reverse, and somebody read it and played it to perfection.
Number 26 right there. The Corius moment. He stayed at home and made a big play.
You could almost just see that one unfold, and timeout taken by the offense with 21 seconds left. And we've got some optimists that work for us, and I say that because the guys that typically hand out the trophies, they're already making their way over to the trophy tables. I guess maybe they know something we don't. Maybe they don't think it's going to overtime, but I kind of do.
I kind of feel safe in thinking we're going to get some extra football here in just about 20 seconds.
We have a little bonus football. While the Trojans talk about it in timeout, that'll give us a chance to thank Dick's Sporting Goods, the Huntington, your tutoring solution, Prescription Compound Pharmacy, and the Dreyer Group. Thanks to Jeremy Wilhite for actually coming into the office there at Indian Nations Youth Football and teaming up with us. He has a physical therapy unit and group right there in Broken Arrow. He wants to be a part of the youth football scene, and not only just youth football, but youth sports in general, as he feels like he can add some value to our parents and treating post-surgery problems and giving some hints to help keep injuries from taking place. 3rd down for the Trojans, and they want to throw, and he has a man out there.
Ooh, he gets leveled as he releases it right there, and the ball comes up just short.
Connor Thompson was your intended receiver, and as Coach Croft talked about, the pass actually come in on one hop, but he was open.
Yeah, he was there.
Bulldog coaching staff actually comes out and has some talks with some of the guys into the secondary, and I'm betting no one gets behind him like that again.
No, you've got to play behind the sticks right here. I mean, at least at the sticks. You know, you've got 4th and 11. Don't want to let anybody get behind you right here.
14 seconds left in the contest, and the Jinx Trojans elect to call a timeout. Coming up next, of course, we'll have the 5th grade INFC championship, and we'll have another TYAA team taking on the Bixby Spartans in the 5th grade game, and we'll actually switch out some personnel, as Coach Croft told me that he could only two ball games because apparently he's heading to Spiro this afternoon to take care of some family issues. Not issues, really.
Go back and visit the in-laws. You know, it's been a long football season for us, and, you know, we're fortunate to win last night against Mustang in the first round of the playoffs. And, you know, we're up early at it this morning trying to get ready for Edmond Santa Fe. And so anytime you can get a few minutes downtime, head back when we can. But, man, it was a great honor to come over here and watch this. This is awesome.
Well, Jason Clark will be here for the 5th grade game, and then we'll have another special guest. Coach David Alexander from Broken Arrow will be here for the final 2 ball games. And the Trojans will try that little end around again, but one more time. It's played nicely by the entire Bulldog defense, and that 4 downs went in a hurry.
Yeah, and that give the Bulldogs a chance to call a timeout. They're going to take over on possession.
Yeah, and don't forget, the Bulldogs' touchdown came on a little toss sweep.
Man.
You know, what's kind of so ironic about this ballgame, it has indeed been a huge defensive struggle, but the Trojans get their touchdown on the turnover and come back right after the kickoff, and what happens? The Bulldogs go the distance and they score. So in the span of clock time on the clock, you only maybe 10 or 11 seconds, we had our 12-point score, and other than that, nothing.
Well, and that's usually the way it goes in a big ball game like this. It's a mistake here that's going to get you. You know, the pass that was deflected and picked off, and then the backside just didn't keep contained. So, you know, when you get in these big games right here, you have to play all phases of the game to make sure you're doing your job. Well, it affects the way the coaches have to call their plays too, because, you know, as well as I do, probably better than I do, if you're ahead in the ball game, you can break out something a little bit crazy, because if a mistake happens, it won't cost you. Yeah, you know, and here we go. We're dropping back. We got a guy wide open out in the flats. Caught! Inside the 30, shakes a tackle. Inside the 10 to the 5. The second pass that the Bulldogs have tried today, and guess what? They'll take it to the house as the clock hits 0. And the TYAA Bulldogs have done it again. They have four-peated. Wow, that comes down to about 16 seconds in this ball game with 3 scores in the last 10 seconds. May have been the most exciting play. Look at the players and coaches over there going crazy. Well, maybe Chad Lott and his trophy group knew something that I didn't. I said that, why are they coming out to set the trophies up? Because we're definitely going to overtime. And, well, no, we're not, because Cindy Snodgrass with Huntington, your tutoring solution, she's down there as well. She's going to help hand out the trophies. And as much as you want to take your hat off to the Bulldogs and say what a ball game, you really feel for the Jinx kids, because only 2 plays went against them today, and the Bulldogs cashed them. Yeah, exactly. That's got to be heartbreaking for the Jinx kids and the coaches. But, man, it was a heck of a ball game. And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to be 4-time champs. 4-time champions. I don't know on any level of football where you have that much success. Well, the last 4-time repeat champ was at Union at the high school level. You know, and Jinx is trying to do it this year with the high school, and hopefully the Tigers have something to say about that. But that would be nice. That would be. But, hey, hats off to the Bulldogs, man. They came in and they played great defense, and, you know, they hung in there and fought every play. So, you know, good job. What we've got coming up next is the INFC Trophy presentation, brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods, also by the Huntington, by Classic Chevrolet, by the Dreyer Group, the physical therapy unit. We're going to wait for both sets of teams to get lined up, and then after we hand the trophies out, we'll throw it downfield side. Jeff Rice will try to collar the winning coach and get his comments. But I imagine the coach, Coach Daniels for the TYAA group, he's absolutely beside himself. As we talked about, he's won it 4 years in a row. Wow. Yeah, that great feeling right there. Last play of the game, wow. All righty, we're ready. We're going to throw it next door to Chris Roberts for the trophy presentation.
And now for your trophy presentation. First up to your runner-up, Jinx Trophy. Number 1, Eric Peterson. Number 2, Jackson Bowers. Number 6, Jen Turner. Number 7, Max Ortega. Number 8, London Terrian. Number 9, Ben Gorman. Number 10, Landon Corwin. Number 13, Alex Semrall. Number 20, Aaron Cook. Number 21, Jack Cornwell. Number 23, Connor Thompson. Number 24, Jake Romer. Number 27, Coulter Adam. Number 28, Corley Wagner. Number 33, D'Angelo Armstead. Number 44, Ryan Stephen. Number 54, Carson Williams. Number 61, Jesse Jones. Number 63, Wiley Jones. Number 72, Christian Flowers. Number 77, Cameron Schaefer. Number 90, Dominic Ushleman. And your head coach, Byron Corwin. Big hand for your Jinx Trojans. And now for your champion 4th grade TYA Bulldogs. Number 1, Allie McCoy. Number 2, Destin Spotwood. Number 5, Karan Russ. Number 13, Quentin Payne. Number 17, Kevin Elliott. Number 20, Emmanuel Wortham.
That'll close out the 4th grade game, and we'll get ready for the 5th grade shootout coming up next.
Washington. Number 26, Decorius Molman.
Who will you be? When the choices you make all the difference. See, the true tests, they don't come easy. And they won't last long. But that's why you're here. For these very moments. Because there's nothing that tests you like sports. It begs of you one simple question, and it asks without passion or prejudice. But that question demands an answer, the whole answer. It's the only answer you can give. It lies to no one.
What is Huntington Learning Center?
It's the best grades ever center.
It's the homework is actually kind of fun center.
It's the Show Math Who's Boss Center.
It's the Crush the SAT and the ACT Center.
It's the I Can Read This Center.
It's the best decision I ever made center. Huntington Learning Center, improving grades, test scores, and confidence since 1977. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Personalized attention, proven results.
Stuff your wallet with savings at the year-end Big 2-7 sales event at Classic Chevrolet.
Hurry in and feast on the savings. $27 down, $2,700 cash back on all new remaining 2015. We are proud to be your longest running Chevy dealer. We are 27 years strong. And remember, we don't want to just sell you a car. We want to help you buy a car.
Stuff your wallet with huge savings at Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. ClassicChevrolet.net.